Hare Krishna. The existence of Krishna is the necessity for the existence of anything else. Suppose a person is on top of a skyscraper looking down, and a person starts looking down, 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 and then finds that the skyscraper has no foundation. It is not connected to the ground, it is not rooted in the ground at all. What would happen? No, it would be impossible. Because if the skyscraper had no foundation, it would have collapsed, it would not exist itself. So such is the illogical predicament that dogmatic materialists find themselves in. Dogmatic materialists are those people who believe that matter is the only thing that exists. Now, here we can start the reasoning from the point of view of materialists. The materialists would like to believe that the material universe itself is eternal. But we see that from our observation, everything material is temporary. And modern science has also confirmed that the world around us is temporary. That the universe is also temporary. It has a beginning. It is not eternal. So, now, if something is temporary, then it has to have some other source from which it must have come. A temporary thing cannot have brought itself into existence, because obviously it couldn't have existed before its own existence to bring itself into existence. So now, if one temporary thing is brought into existence by another temporary thing, and then that will have brought into existence by another temporary thing. Now, by nature, material things are temporary. So now if we go backward, where do we stop over here? Actually, there would be an infinite regress, because whatever temporary material thing is there, it would not have brought itself into existence. It would have had something else which would have brought it into existence, and that way it would have had to be to have a source, and in this way there will be no end to this infinite regress. So now the concept of infinite regress may be interesting logically, okay, infinite regress, but ontologically it would be devastating. Ontologically means in terms of the nature of existence, relating with the nature of existence. So if a building has no foundation, it would be devastating for the building. Not in the sense that it would destroy the building, but it would destroy the possibility of the buildings coming into existence only. So, similarly, the concept of infinite regress would make nothing possible to come into existence. So, for something to exist, it must have a source, and the source must exist before its product can come into existence. But if the source itself depends on a pre-existent source, and there is no end to this, then there will be no beginning to it. It would not begin itself, and therefore there would be the impossibility of anything coming into existence. And this is how dogmatic materialism places the dogmatic materialists in the precarious situation of finding themselves atop a building that has no foundation. Now, obviously, if the building exists, then there has to be a foundation. So we know that the world around us exists, material things around us exist, and therefore they must have a source. So what is the way out of this logical fallacy? It is by recognizing that the fallacy is in the assumption of dogmatic materialism. So rather than positing the existence of finite material things, we need to acknowledge the existence of an infinite non-material thing. And that infinite non-material source of everything is identified in the Bhagavad Gita to be Krishna. In 10.39 in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yacchapi sarvabhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna tadasti vina yatsyan maya bhutam characharam. So Krishna says Yachapi sarvabhutanam. Everything that exists, living and non-living, moving, non-moving, everything that exists, sarvabhutanam. Bijam tadaham Arjuna. Arjuna, I am the beej. I am the seed of it all. I am the beginning of it all. And tadastivina yatsyan. Without it, without my existence, maya bhutam characharam. Without my existence, none of that could exist. So I am the essential foundation for the existence of everything else. So when we think in philosophical terms like this, recognizing the fallacy of dogmatic materialism, then we recognize that Krishna is not just a conceptual Krishna's existence is not a conceptual just a mere conceptual possibility. Maybe God exists. We'll understand that Krishna's existence is a logical necessity for the existence of anything else, for the existence of us, and for the possibility for us to consider whether how I came into existence and whether Krishna exists or not. In this way, the existence of Krishna is the necessity for the existence of anything else. Thank you. Hare Krishna.